Our payouts, payroll, since the last meeting was $273,407.06. With our cash and cash investments, our total fund balance is $2,691,370.
Okay. Everybody set with that? Okay. We have approved the expenditures.
I don't see anything that's weird, so I'm gonna make a motion to pay the bills.
Put shades on the east side
I'll
instead of
second
the
it.
west side, the sun will never come in that, if overhang.
Okay?
Yes.
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 Old and continuing business. Garfield Township.
Yep, that'll be done today.
Okay, that's the one we Cold Springs, we talked about that at our last meeting. Now,
Yep,
today,
today.
okay,
What's being done in Cold Springs, Garfield Township?
There's a new development at the end of a dead-end road, and the road just got extended by like 40 feet
Thank you.
for access to the property owner.
okay, questions answered there. Number 2, Surrey Township.
We haven't done anything on that one yet. We looked at it, did some survey work,
Is that
Surrey Road.
bridge, we had a problem with that hole, or
Ditches or bridge?
what road is it?
Drainage.
Drainage.
Oh,
Surrey.
that's right, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah. All right,
We called in a mistake on it, so
okay,
should be out there in the next couple weeks, but.
yeah, all right, that's that one. Number 3, insurance liability coverage.
Yes, I confirm that we do have all those coverages on our insurance, our blanket policy.
Excellent. Thank you.
Good, all right. Okay, we'll go into new business, number 1. Motion to adopt policy and procedures for public comment. We got that.
Can you read that motion so that the rest of us know what you're talking about, please?
Pardon me?
Can you read that motion?
Yeah, Donna's gonna read it.
Donna
That
will
would be
read it.
wonderful, thank you. Someone, give it to me, I'll read it.
No, we can,
Yeah.
Can we make you a copy, man?
That would be
Donna can make
awesome.
copies.
We should have those available to us.
yeah, that would be a good idea. A and B. A and B.
Okay, I guess my question is why are we having well, historically, at the road commission, we've always let every person speak as long as it takes for them to communicate their issues. So why are we going to a 3-minute rule? There's only 6 people here. We're paid by the taxpayers, why can't we sit here and listen to them?
We will,
Somebody says we can't.
Okay, okay.
we can, but we can go to 3 minutes, depends. I don't know yet. Depends on how many people are gonna be speaking.
We couldn't find a policy in place.
We're gonna do 15 or so, but we got a limit.
We should have a policy and there wasn't one available.
So we got one now.
We've discussed it before.
Oh, yeah.
Every meeting I've ever been or organization has a policy to
Absolutely.
keep things structured and under control. I'll make a motion that we accept the policy and procedures for public comment as presented.
I'm gonna second it. Dennis, making copies.
We gotta have her record this.
She's making the copies right now. As soon as they get their copies, we'll pass them out to people.
Is this also going to be on the website?
Probably.
It'll be in the
That would
minutes.
be good.
It'll be in the minutes and all that, yes.
We made a motion, Don, I don't know if you heard.
Did you get a second?
Well, in my eye, yeah.
Kim's a no. I think people should talk as long as they need to talk.
I'm yes.
Yes.
Okay?
Now, how are we gonna enforce this policy?
That is approved.
Are we gonna talk about that or? How do we enforce that?
Well, very easily, you give them 3 minutes and that's our policy.
Okay, but we have policies,
Now, if we
Dick.
got a whole bunch of people, you almost have to do that, you know, you just can't.
We have PEP policies we don't enforce. We have absenteeism policies we don't enforce. We have cell phone policies, driving a $50,000 truck down the road, the cell
Well,
phone
they should be
here,
enforced.
we don't enforce. We have destruction of equipment we don't enforce. We have a nepotism policy we don't enforce. So who's gonna enforce this?
I would think that the chair
Okay,
should enforce it.
that's all I have.
Yeah. You got the answer there, sir? Number 2. Motion to transfer primary to locals. 690,592.
This is requested.
I think you had that.
Yes, in our, for our audit,
Yeah.
and I enclosed, previous years, what was transferred.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so that's just, nothing has changed there.
No.
No. Good enough. Number 3,
I need a
oh,
motion.
you need a motion on that
Yes.
one, okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
thank you.
All right. We'll also need a motion,
To, yes, to sign the Act 51 fiscal year.
we'll also need a motion to authorize the chairman to sign Act 51.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it, Don.
And then we need to call on, the Waymasters update. Have Steve come in.
As you know, due to all the COVID stuff, for the most part, we've been, running a little short on the road, so, luckily now I'm on day shift, somewhat permanently. So I've been able to stop a few trucks, just do some spot checks on them. And for the most part, all of them that I've been checking have actually been, either right on the money or just a hair under. So hopefully flying the flag keeps them honest for a little bit. And then, I'm getting with the, road patrol lieutenant this week, since my shift is actually full staff now, to see if a couple times during the month, during one of my normal shifts, that I can transition over to do strictly weight enforcement, obviously unless an emergency pops up, but
There you go.
I have other people that can cover those calls, but if an emergency obviously pops up, I'd have to go run to that, but that would give me the ability to switch vehicles, so I would actually have the scales with me to do more spot checks. I think that the spot checking definitely is keeping it pretty good to enforcement of keeping people honest by just doing that spot check and flying the flag and let them know that we're here.
Yeah, you're visible.
Right.
Visible.
Yep, and I'm getting some the numbers together for next year for that vehicle that we had discussed. I did get a quote from Claire City that just got one of their brand new Tahoes just done. So instead of reinventing the wheel, I got a quote from them, just numbers wise, and obviously it'd be customizable to whatever you guys prefer.
Steve,
Yeah.
not to interrupt you, but we agreed to a contract with you last year. I can't remember what month it was. Was it in the spring?
I think it was in
No, it was
December
this
or
winter.
January.
And
It was this winter.
it was for a year,
Mhm.
and you're coming back in January and gonna talk again, right?
Sure.
On your needs or whatever, yeah, all right.
Bailey's doing all that for you, isn't he?
He's getting some numbers together also for the vehicle, just so you guys have options.
Okay.
And then, like I said, it'd be nice whenever we get that vehicle. Like I said, it depends on what you guys wanna do with it. If you guys want me to drive around my entire shift with the scales, I'm more than happy to. I'd rather do that. That way, if I see something, I can just do a quick spot check and then get them on their way. I don't wanna have them drive 15 miles out of the way and then their weight's good and then we get that rep of we're just stopping trucks for no reason. So that spot checks is really good to, I check, normally I can do a spot check within a matter of 10-15 minutes and get them on their way if they're not over. Which, like I said, that keeps them more honest knowing that
Yeah,
we're out and about.
well, yeah, that should be up to you to make that decision.
You're doing a good job. We're glad you're on board.
Yeah.
Yep, and like I said, anytime the
My preference would be you stay in the south side of the county.
yeah,
Just me.
I prefer the south. There's more paved roads down there, but I just I know
I'm just kidding.
speaking from some of the guys from the sheriff's office, I do want to thank the road commission. Obviously, you know that we travel hundreds of miles on a daily basis. I mean, on a normal day, I'm putting probably 250 miles on a patrol car, and I've responding down dirt roads. I've yet to chatter off of a road, go into some of these calls, and we I think I only got stuck once. But that was a nice deep water that I got stuck in. But other
Was it
than that,
Stockwell or Surrey?
it was, I think it was Hemlock up in Hemlock up in Summerfield. It was just that one little spot. I tried to go around the bigger puddle and kind of just got stuck on the side.
Did you really? Yeah.
But I was able to get yanked up. But I know the guys appreciate the work that you guys are doing to keep those roads passable for us. And like I said, I enjoy helping out and doing what I can for the road commission. Obviously, anytime the foremen need me for something, they're more than happy to give me a call, and they do, and I do what I can to help them out.
Thanks, Susan.
Good report, thank you. Okay, now we're down to public comment.
Superintendent wages.
Where's that?
5.
Superintendent.
Oh, number 5, I scratched that off. Superintendent wages, let's go on that.
With the restructuring that has gone on, I'm gonna redo the org chart. And Dave Bondi will be superintendent, and then there will be 2 foremen under him.
Yeah,
So with that change in stature, I would like to adopt his wage to the new position and make it $27 an hour
to the,
for his superintendent wage.
What's the current wage?
Well, we didn't have a superintendent, but currently he's at like 26.40 or something
so it'd
like
be
that.
another buck.
It'd be like
Less than $1.
60 cents.
Less,
Yeah.
yeah. 50 cents.
I make a motion to increase the wage by 60 cents, if that's the number, or to
So
27.
27 bucks, right?
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Support.
Support.
Yes.
Okay, now, we got all 5 done.
Are they signed in?
What do you need?
Are they signed in?
Is everybody signed in?
Did everybody sign in?
No, Carl, you didn't sign in. Sign in so you can speak.
Are you the timekeeper? So we can get fairly close.
This
is how they control you.
Yeah, 1 second.
This is how they control you with their 3-minute motion.
I got it.
I thought, he said he was available, but I just didn't know if he was gonna come.
My ears are getting
Everybody
pretty
get signed
Let us
in?
know.
You can sign in and say,
You signed it, right?
Too bad we can't put it in
We'll get through it.
the Public comment, who's gonna be first? Okay, Mr. McNeely?
My name is Richard McNeely, I'm Eric McNeely's father,
Yep.
and I'm here in his behalf, and I've got a few things to say. For 30 years, my dad and I have done many miles of road here. We had an excellent relationship with the road commission. I was close friends with Steve. I was with him when he died. I helped Ron move. We did many miles together. And this place was well respected. We looked up to it. We loved this county. And my son decided that he wanted to work here. Well, you know a lot of it. So, fast forward to the Karen Nate era.
With what?
Huh?
Fast forward to what?
The Karen and Nate era.
Karen and Nate era when corruption first began.
The corruption was here long ago, trust
Well,
me.
You took it to a new level.
Oh, I
there.
did, personally myself.
No, your husband's mainly.
No, I don't think so, he doesn't have that much power.
No,
I'm
he
not gonna
doesn't.
be-
You do.
I haven't did anything, and why he's being blamed for something, he's not in charge of anybody.
No.
I am so sick of hearing
Exactly.
this bullshit. I am
Excuse me?
sick of it.
Commissioner Hallberger, if we could let Mr. Mealy make his comments, I
Yeah.
would strongly advise that we don't engage in a debate with him.
I'd like to know how contract negotiations go when your husband is the president of the union.
He's not the president of the union
He
anymore.
was.
Mr. McNeely, if you have something to say to the board, this is your time to do it. You're somewhat retained counsel, and I know the attorney well, and I'm recommending that we don't engage in any conversation or debate about this. We're not gonna solve any problems or change anybody's opinion. This is your
Okay.
right to
All right,
address the
let me-
board.
Just
Go
let me
ahead.
keep going here.
Go right ahead.
Nate was not selected as a foreman. So, for 2 years, it is well documented and witnessed that he's harassed Jason Montney. It's there.
Well, I don't know.
It's in his file.
So anyway, how ironic is that when this Wood situation comes up, Dwayne is going out to talk to Nate because he's in trouble again, and he finds him taking wood. He comes back, asks Eric, is this right? No. We interview the attorney interviews all 4 guys. They all say, Eric has never told him to take it, so he's out of it. But who's right in the center of it? Mr. Nate. Okay? Eric goes on vacation. He was slandered last meeting by Dwayne saying he takes too much time off, all which is okay by him. If Eric takes so much time off, then why did he have 400 hours of vacation and sick pay? Because he's here more than anybody. And I think you would agree with that, Dick.
Well, he's been here for quite a while.
I'm disappointed in you that you've
Well,
been disillusioned by her.
oh no, I haven't been.
Oh, yes, you
We're
have.
kinda
Let's
get-
not engage in a
we're getting
conversation.
out of time right now.
I'm
So
sorry.
Eric goes on vacation. The lynch mob decides they're gonna put their little deal together. The more you get, the stronger they are. And they decide they're gonna fire you. So Bill's was seen out talking to the police. Karen said last week she didn't know anything about it, but yet she admitted she
No,
was the one
that's-
that called the police.
I said it right out, I didn't call the police, I called.
Please, I don't want, anything that's said here, you're all gonna have your depositions taken, and this is gonna be used against you one way or another. Let Mr. Neely make his comment, in silence, please, is my strong recommendation to the board with all due respect.
Thank you,
Well, anyway,
thank you.
Eric was lynched, he was fired, you got him, you took him right to his knees. You took him right down, he didn't know it was coming. He called me and he said, Dad, I've been fired. He said, you always taught me to do what was right, and I've tried the best I can at this road commission to do what's right, and corruption wins every time, over and over and over. I said, son, corruption wins for a while, but sooner or later, this whole thing, you guys are gonna be, heads are gonna roll, this place is not gonna be the same.
Well, like I say, your time is up, so we're gonna stay with the 3-minute rule. Thank you.
Well, I have one more thing to say, just real quick.
Go ahead.
I've got a lawyer for my son.
Okay.
I've got a lawyer, you're getting a harassment suit from Jason Motney.
It's not your place to sit here and threaten anybody.
I'm not threatening anybody, I'm just telling you, this is what you got coming down the pipe.
Make your comment.
I've got money,
Yeah, I know.
you know, and this ain't going away. Daddy's gonna be here, so I won't be to another meeting, you won't see me again, but you're gonna know who I am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay, the next,
I'd like to speak. I'm Dustin Marshall. I'm the one that brought everything to light on social media. I just have a couple quick questions for Mr. Dwayne Rogers, which is your manager.
yeah,
Dwayne, sir, on May 13th, you were informed about a harassment to Jason Montney, which prompted you to go out to the job site on West Long Lake. When you arrived, though, you witnessed, and when I mean you witnessed, you took a picture of Nate in a company vehicle leaving the premises of Rick Marlowe's, which you know owns a log mill. Then you came back to the office, if I'm not correct or misspoken. You got with Donna and you asked about the GPS trackers on the truck. So I'm just wondering if them are legit, and if that will show the amount of trips that your 4 employees, Rick Marlowe, Larry Edwards, Scott Schutz, he was the operator, and then Nate made round trips back to the mill. That should pinpoint the amount of trips. I pinpointed the stumps. I have videos of the road that you guys cleared, and you claim that that's your property. The right-of-way trees are your property. Correct? That's what you stated in the paper.
No, we have the right to maintain our roads.
So the trees aren't your property?
Well, let's not get into that.
But did you interview 4 of your employees in regards to the removal of the logs that were taken illegally?
I'm not gonna answer questions.
I'm talking to Dwayne, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm talking to you.
So you're the
sir.
lawyer that they contacted? How much did that cost?
Do you have anything you wish to address?
Yeah, I do. I'm wondering if the GPS system is legitimate. That way it can be subpoenaed with the DNR, since I'm talking to a different agency. We've reached out to Pat Mahoney in regards to his comment that wood that was removed is your property, the road commission, which is not. Little background, I'm pipeliner for almost 15 years. I do right away every day. I know the policies. I'm also an engineer technician too and construction manager. So if you want to sit down after, we can discuss as well. But do you have a picture of Nate in a county belly truck leaving a mill?
Dwayne Delters.
Yes or no, sir? It's open for public. Yes or no? They're right here. Hi, guys. We want to know. Dwayne, sir, you're the manager.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I would like to answer a question.
Okay.
All right, I'd like the question answered, sir.
This is not the place to answer
It is. It's
questions.
public comment.
You've made your comment.
Okay, then I have another one. The bid packet from 1999 states that all logs that during clearing and modified, policy hasn't changed. You guys just implemented a new policy. So it's section 2.01, 2.03, 6.26, the MDOT standards, that the policy's been written that, let's see where it goes. Trees removed shall be stockpiled outside the limits of clearing, if desired by property owner. Property owner, state of Michigan, not the Clare County Road Commission, as Dwayne said.
Please wear your mask.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. You guys never followed the order last week. My bad.
Your 3 minutes are up.
Okay,
That's okay. The owner here is the state of Michigan. I'm still asking you, sir.
Police officer to ask you to leave.
I can leave after anyways. My questions are
Your
done.
3 minutes
Okay.
are up.
Sir, did you or did you not request the GPS tracker information to be
Ask this gentleman.
checked with Donna? Does it show the route of the trucks?
Sir, if your time's expired.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Guys, threatened with police? I'll be back next week. I have plenty of more questions. Still didn't answer nothing. just like always. Corruption's good here.
As long as he's quiet and doesn't interrupt, he can stay. But he's-
It's funny, a lawyer's here for a public meeting on stolen logs, and you change the policy to make it where we can only talk for 3 minutes, the morning of.
Okay, next,
Corruption. Coming for you.
Hold on, I'll run the list here.
I can put that
Craig?
thing, Craig.
Gray?
we're only allowed so many people in the room now.
Okay,
Oh,
I can step out.
I got it too.
So, my name is Craig Gray, and I am a resident of Garfield Township, and just, I have a question before my time starts, I guess, about this new, policy on public comment. When is this effective?
When?
Yeah. I
Today?
mean, it's effective right now, is that, I guess I'd kinda like I'd like, maybe, there was a guy over here talking that seems to be of a legal mind, is that an attorney for this board?
I am an attorney for the board. My name is Tom DeJary. I'm the law firm of Michael Tucker Associates. Is there anything you'd like to address the board?
It is, I wonder when a policy goes into effect, does it have to go through a public posting?
So we're not here to answer questions. If you'd like to address the board with any comments you'd like to make, this is.
What are you here for then? You're not gonna answer questions.
Your 3 minutes is up also, sir.
So, alright, so as my time started, I take it, you've just adopted a
Yeah,
policy.
time started, yes.
And that you're not sure when it's in effect, but it clearly states in there that the chairman of the county road commission would request for somebody to be removed from a meeting, but it looks like an attorney is the chairman, because he's the one that just asked for the sheriff deputy to come in and remove somebody. It makes no sense. Earlier, I heard Commissioner Haskin talk about policies and procedures, about nepotism, about a variety of topics. I'm not illiterate when it comes to the internet, but I went looking to see what policies you had when some of these issues came up on social media, and I could find one policy on your website, but Commissioner Haskin talked about nepotism. He talked about misuse of equipment. Many of those that, in my mind as a taxpayer, those ought to be public. Let's get some things out into the open so that there isn't this mistrust, there isn't this breach of duty, there isn't misuse of my tax dollars. Why isn't that up? Somebody just said, when the comment or the discussion was going on about policies and procedures, somebody said, well, it's in the minutes. You expect a citizen to go searching through minutes of a board meeting for a public policy? You have a duty, a fiduciary duty to the citizens of this county to do this the right way and to bring things to light. Things aren't being brought to the light when you can't find anything. Well, it's in the minutes. Yeah, it's in a file cabinet somewhere.
Okay, your time's up, sir.
Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. We'll make some comments later.
Carl, come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Hi, Carl.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, Carl.
I'm just gonna bring up a couple of things real quick.
Okay.
The Clare County Drain Commission turned a pump over to the Clare County Road Commission years ago when Charlie Pardue was the drain commissioner. We've been working together with the Road Commission ever since then when Dodge Lake needs to be pumped. The Road Commission did a great job. They bring it out, set it up, get the thing running. They would maintain it, put gas in it. But this year something happened. We had some destruction done to it, minor destruction, about $250 worth of damage done to it by somebody over there at Dodge Lake. So we removed the pump, brought it back here, and hopefully we were gonna get the pump running again. They got it going on a Thursday. I wanted to get it back in. Well, the pump never came back. It was given to me by Dwayne.
Oh.
He didn't want it anymore. which is fine, and I guess there was some misunderstanding. I told Dwayne, number one, I told him, I says, I have nobody to sit and gas it up on the weekend, so he's gotta bring people in on overtime to do that for us.
Yeah.
So, I understood that, I did understand that. We had to rent a pump, and it cost us a little over $3,000 for 3 days to run that pump. I'm sure the overtime wouldn't have been that much, but it is what it is. We have the pump now sitting at the city garage. The city said they would hang on to it for us and set it up. One thing I don't want to do is I was talking to Dwayne one day, and we kind of didn't get into it, but we were both a little snobbish to each other, I think. And my comment was, well, you know, the reason that this pump was given to you guys and the agreement that was made is whenever we need it, you guys would set it up, and in the long run, we would not charge you guys for any of the special assessments that we have, which we could.
Yeah.
And I did bring up a little tobacco drain, and if I assessed the road commission on that, right now we're looking at about $44,000 to the county of Clare for a special assessment for the next 20 years, and if I hit the road commission with that, it would be about $22,000 a year for the next 20 years.
Good.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather work with yous, and I hope we can continue to work with each other. If I need something done, you guys are there to help.
Well, that's the way it should be, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the way I always wanted it to be, and that's the way we've always done it, you know, with the road commission here, and that's why I want to keep it.
Appreciate that. Okay.
So, like I said, we got the pump, Buster Basher, if we do need it, he'll hook onto it at the city and run it down, and he'll maintain the gas and things like that for it, so it is our pump again.
That's the way to do it, actually, it's your pump, yeah.
You know, I was hoping we could have kept it the same way, because the guys that, you know, come out, they did a fantastic job. When I called them and said, hey, I need this pump now, they were there. They got it there and they done it. So the crew was just fantastic. These guys are good, so.
Good.
But so right, as of this time, that's how we're doing it. We're just gonna keep it as status quo, and you know, like I said, I wanna work together with you guys yet, but let's,
appreciate that.
let's work together.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
Sure,
Next,
you're up.
Thank you, Chairman.
No, but he doesn't have the list either. Nobody was manning the list, so.
Dick?
yes, you're up.
Okay. This will be a little bit different discussion here than what you guys have had.
Yeah.
I think the 3 members of the board are well aware of the fact that I've been a bit critical and questioning of the board in the past, and we've had discussions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we didn't agree, but that's the way it works. The reason I'm here today is to give the board a pretty good, healthy pat on the back. Over the past 18 months, you've taken almost every issue that I've had with the operation of the road commission off the table by virtue of spending a heck of a lot more time, and I firmly believe a proper amount of time on maintenance, and the result of the efforts are clearly visible, at least in our township and in the traveling that I've done around in other townships, and I just thought maybe it would be a good time to come in and say, as far as Freeman Township is concerned, we're very happy. We have our little issues, our little potholes, and our little stuff, but overall, I've met with Dwayne, I've met with Al, met with Dave, and the cooperation from all 3 of them have been stellar. You've got some good people in good positions. You've done some rotating of personnel, which I think was a good move.
Yeah.
Excellent move. I'm more than happy to discuss it privately with you if you want to know why I think it's an excellent move. But that's my comments.
I appreciate that, and that's our goal now, is to make sure that our roads are maintained better. We went for a couple of years and it wasn't that good, you know that.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
we're on the right track there, thank you. Next,
Okay, I have my timekeeper. Good morning.
good morning.
This is a great area to live in. All lives matter. Rumor has it, Montstellar is getting prepared for heavy truck traffic. I don't expect any answers. I haven't got them yet. So, what private entity firm is this road commission serving? Where are the traffic studies for the intersection of 127 Montstellar? Private entity firms do not care about this community. They just draw out our non-renewable resources. Example, last year, this meeting, this room, residents were telling you guys their road was unpassable. And even I went to another Hatton Township and the fire marshal was there. And he was saying how bad their road was. And all we got was, oh, well, Fishers don't have gravel to fix it. Where is the humanity? Have y'all forgot your father's faces? Extension bids, maintenance bids, when the private equity firms do not follow the orders or fill the orders, it's time to move on. It's time to stop the bullying. I'm grateful every day I wake up here. I do believe in forest bathing. It keeps our immune system strong. I believe that's why our county has fared better than other areas of the states. But
You believe they're good, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, I'm dealing with 12-inch berms on the end of my drop-off driveway because my road's getting plowed. Not graded, plowed. I'm on Montstellar. I used to be almost ashamed to say it because of all the nonsense. But you know what?
We've heard you before, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are amazing. But you guys gotta realize, residents, not these firms, are what live here. You gotta start wrapping your head around these private entity firms. They're just gonna drain you and move on, okay? That's all I got to say.
Appreciate that, thank you, thank
Any
you.
results, I'd be grateful.
Okay,
Here you
thanks.
go, sis.
Next,
And that was only
Last.
a minute, so she gets an extra.
No, I don't get an extra because I don't have anything to say except for, I have called the road commission April, May, been in here in June, pardon me, and gave pictures to Donna of the berm that the water has to get over to another berm to get into the ditch. I don't know why you ditched Montstellar Road if you're not going to maintain it the way it was paid for. That means my township, Hayes Township, paid good money for a crappy job. And that's all I wanna know, is when is it finally, and who do I finally contact with my pictures?
I'll take care of you. I will.
Thank you.
Things are different, so.
I know,
And that
and
was
it was
before,
supposed to be
so-
working through this, and we tried to give you, time to get in, get your feet wet, and,
Well,
but there's a
yeah.
Thio alert.
Okay.
The honeymoon is over.
It's time to take that
Thank
sign
you.
down off of Montstellar Bridge unless you want a big accident. 73
Which,
tons will not hold that bridge.
Over Montstellar Creek.
Oh, that bridge,
That sign needs to come down.
well, that's a critical structure on our bridge inventory list.
The sign needs to come down.
No, a new one
73
needs to-
tons.
Well,
It can't
no,
hold
we
it.
we have an engineering firm that comes out and does an annual inspection, and they recommend the load posting. So that's all documented, and that's
Well, then I'm gonna need a
recorded.
copy to go to the attorneys because that's not, you're just waiting for an accident or a life lost. So we'll get back with you on that. I'll have you
Okay.
Yeah, I
send
have
a
all
request
that.
over it.
thank you. Yes, ma'am, your vote,
I'm done. That was
Okay.
it. I just wanted to know who to contact, okay?
and thank you very much.
Dwayne, can we have an update on that at our next meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please, just put it on the agenda, please. Thank you.
that'd be good, for sure. Next, anybody else out there?
I think that's it.
Can we start over again since we have plenty of time?
No,
No? Not.
They should be that something to be on that Montstellar.
okay. Correspondence of any kind, do you have correspondence? Did you have something? No,
I don't.
all right, we'll pass on that. Any miscellaneous that we want to talk about? Kim, no? No? Okay, Go on down to staff reports. Do we have any staff reports? How about you, Al?
Just heading into our 2020 paving programs, got some bridge maintenance stuff going on. Working with Dwayne, some concrete sealers, and we got a couple guys that are here that are going to the bridges and cutting the brush away from them and power washing the decks and allowing the water to get off them and not stay on the decks.
Have we got,
So that's something kinda new we're doing this year, but
what is it, some of that part-time help or?
I think one part-timer and one full-timer.
Oh, okay. So you got somebody that's.
Yeah. And other than that, probably mid-August, we'll start doing some chip sealing. And that's kind of all I got.
Well, there's quite a list of
And then
projects and
miscellaneous
things you
stuff every
gotta
day.
do, you have quite a list there, so. Okay, that's good. Dwayne, do you have anything for us before we?
Just the maintenance guys have been really busy. So we've got the Dover Road culvert should be coming in for next week. It's set up for delivery, and we're working on the Eagle permit for Cedar Street
For
still.
what?
Cedar,
Oh, yeah,
where the culvert's gone there.
yeah.
So, we're getting close on that. We have a meeting with DEQ, I think, next week on site to just go over the final, make a final decision on that. We're doing a little project on Athey. We started the project in Frost Township this week. We should be finishing up Meredith Grade. Sounds like the end of this week with gravel. We've got an MDOT project we're working on next week. And Cold Springs we did.
What's the
We've been all
MDOT
over it.
project?
It's been
Which
great.
one is that MDOT project?
Business 27, I believe. There's a culvert washed out and section fell off. So MDOT's having us fix that for them.
Do you, increase the size of the culverts or put the same culvert in or what?
No, this one's just a big concrete one, but
Oh,
it washed the slope out and then the concrete end section fell, kind of slid down the hill a little ways,
During that
so.
storm, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta fix, we're gonna fix that for them, so.
Okay. Is there anything else?
That's all I got.
See, you got the south end foreman and the north end foreman like we should have.
Mhm.
How they doing? Getting out-
Everything's been,
Getting out pretty decent and
you know,
communicating with their help.
yeah. Yeah, we've got, actually we've moved equipment to Long Lake Road, so we should be starting that hopefully next week too. We had some changes in staff as far as equipment wise. And then, so we're building back up, so. But all 3 excavators are out and moving. The dozer will be moving next week. And then all our trucks are blading for brine and,
Everybody, yeah, have we done any, has townships done any grinding yet?
Yeah.
There's been quite a few, haven't there?
Yeah. yeah. But Dave's keeping up with all that,
From what I
so.
see on some of the roads.
Mhm.
So, but you just got more to finish up on.
For grinding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's continuous. Both mowers are going every day now.
Good.
We have 2 temporary employees in those. And, we should be grabbing Freeman. We talked to Fisher, they're ready to haul gravel for that project, so Bruce is gonna be getting that one ready to go.
Coming along. Hope the weather holds up for us.
I'm very positive we're still on task as planned, plus more, so.
Well, good, you're doing a good job there. Is there anybody else?
Only thing I had is,
Donna, do you have any?
Brand Road off of Beavers and north to the Packard farm. He called me a couple times, was having trouble getting trucks in, but I think, they got that graded up. Do you know?
Al has information, I think.
Brand, yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That one gets nasty too, right?
I gotta double check, I know I passed that.
If you pass it on to Dave, I think he probably got it covered.
commissioner reports, so that's yours, isn't it? I have nothing. Do you have anything, Commissioner?
Just one thing, Tim, you made some accusations that policies weren't being followed, so I think as a board, we need to address that.
Yeah.
You know, either we need to come up with, some facts, some statements, written down so we can address each one of them, or individually, collectively. To make an accusation like that, I think needs to be addressed. And
I'm all in.
yeah, I'm with you, I guess we need to discuss it as a board, how do you wanna proceed with these violations you're talking about?
Well, I don't know what we can do, collectively, if I drive my pickup down the road with a cell phone on my, ear, and I run over a child, I'm liable.
Absolutely.
If somebody has a 50,000 pound truck and runs over somebody, then we're getting sued,
I
right?
thought we just did a cell phone
That's
policy.
right, we did.
We did.
We just went through this, what, 3-4 months ago?
Well, again, to your point, if
And
we
that
have a
policy should be
if it's
enforced.
not
The
enforced,
cell phone
it
policy,
needs
we
to
had
be.
that.
And
I
so.
agree, I don't know what to say,
Why don't
I'm like
we-
singing by myself most of the time.
No, you're not on this, I mean, I'm with you.
No, I'm with you too.
I think we're all with you, but we have to have situations, if we have employees that are violating policies, it needs to be addressed.
We talked about that before you guys
not
come
long
on
ago,
board.
yeah.
And I made it very clear, you know, that
We wanted everything done over the
we
radio.
wanna go back to the
Right.
radios
Or Bluetooth or whatever.
and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
not have these cell phones.
I don't think this wasn't a cell phone policy, you read off 4 or 5 things there, so I just wanted to make sure if we've got something active that needs to be addressed from a personnel standpoint, that somebody's, a supervisor, Dwayne, are you aware of these situations? So we can't deal with it, we're not aware of it, right?
No.
I have asked Dwayne a question about, how is the radio status? Are they improving, or are we gonna?
It's still distracted driving.
It's still the same.
Right,
It doesn't matter.
okay. Yeah, right.
You're
I'm
not
saying-
stopped, it's
No, I
distracted
just,
driving.
I
My
just
goal
thought
for
about
next year is
that.
to upgrade to the digital, but I'd like to try and get grant help first. So we're submitting the grant due in July, and then, you know, depending on what happens with the grant, I wanna try and fit that into next year's budget, so.
I just see we had a couple installed and paid the bills, that's why I was.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about a reminder of the specific policies?
I can do that.
Just a friendly reminder, hey, just so you know, people are watching, this
Yeah.
is against the law, you know, and what the ramifications are if they do violate the policy. Sometimes it's just a friendly reminder will do more good than you think. So if we can do that, I think that'll
Yeah, that
address
should
your
be
concern.
we should do that every so often, make sure the policies are in place.
Safety meetings or whatever, something.
Yeah, documented that you covered it, yep,
That's good standard, you know.
that's all I have.
So, is there any,
I'll just say I've been to,
Bill.
Lincoln and Grant Townships.
Lincoln and Grant?
I was at Hayes last night, and I was at the city of Harrison Monday. Everything was pretty good. These ladies I talked to at, Hayes last night. So, other than that, everything's been going pretty smooth at the townships.
Good, yeah. Is there an MTA meeting coming up this month?
They
I think
canceled
it's
it.
Huh?
Yeah.
August, I think.
It's in August. We got
It's
an
in
email on it, yeah.
August, right?
Mhm.
After the primary.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Meeting's adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn. I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
He said that I could be mean. John said that he didn't have anybody running against him. He just said, I'm not gonna be an asshole. No, he can.
Get your contract here as soon as I can.
As quick as we get it all.
I already talked to Tyler from Farnley, he's all on board with doing it.
Yeah, those were good, and.
It's a shame your manager with nothing to say. Sounds like maybe a scapegoat, not a manager. I'll see y'all at the next meeting. I'll have a lot more on the social media for you guys.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
I'm sure you guys are.